Yo, what's up guys, it's Jack and welcome back. And no matter what Call of Duty comes out and when, and no matter which Call of Duty game it is, there's always people that like a certain Call of Duty title, and yet there's always people that hate a certain Call of Duty title. But one thing I have come to notice is that unanimously, absolutely unanimously, these two games, as in Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare, are by far hated the most by the community. So I thought it would be pretty interesting to ask you guys, and to simultaneously make a video talking about this, to ask you guys, out of the two games, if you could play them, if you had to play one of the two, which you prefer, and what made them so bad, and which one was better. So I'm going to start with Advanced Warfare because that one came out first, right? So Advanced Warfare, basically, they wanted to change. You know, the Call of Duty community was begging for change, and they said, okay, we'll add advanced movement. So in terms of the advanced movement, in my opinion, that game shined in terms of the advanced movement, but it failed in the score streaks. It failed in with the creator class. It wasn't quite as good as Pick 10. And they tried to make it a little bit different here and there to try to appease for that, but it wasn't as good. I personally think the maps were fine. The guns and the supply drops, the introduction to the supply drops, in my opinion, are one of the biggest reasons why the game is hated. And the fact that if you wanted to play them, or if you wanted to get those weapons, you basically, if you want to get those good weapons like the Obsidian Steed and the Insanity, and the list goes on, right? If you wanted to get those weapons, you had to grind the game. You had to prestige, and not everybody was into prestiging, not everybody was into grinding. And again, the whole supply drop system is something that fans themselves were not too happy about. They still are not. And I think that's basically a few of the reasons right there, because if you look at it, like if you were to ask me, let me tell you something, I'll tell you guys this straight out. The only reason why I rarely post Advanced Warfare gameplay is because I know that most of you do not like it, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. But I know that most of you do not like it for one reason or another, you know, and that's okay, that's fine. Everybody likes certain things and some people don't. But if you're asking about fun factor, I personally think, and I will say this, and some people in the Call of Duty community will consider this blasphemy, but I believe, and I'm being honest as I say this, I truly believe that both Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare are more fun to play than COD World War II. But that's just my opinion, and that's my preference. So let me know if you agree or disagree with that. I think that most people would disagree, but we'll see. And just before I move on with this commentary, I want to add in one more thing, and that is I think a lot of people are just trying to make themselves believe that Call of Duty World War II is a better game than what it really is. Just saying. Just putting that out there. You know, if we're talking about boots on the ground, Modern Warfare 3 is better than COD World War II, in my opinion, despite its flaws and its problems. Modern Warfare 3 is a better game. Why? In my opinion, because it's more fun. But anyway, I'm going on here on a tangent. But anyway. Moving on. Let's talk about Infinite Warfare, right? The biggest problem with Infinite Warfare was the fact that it was a copy and paste version of Black Ops 3. And people played the living hell out of Black Ops 3, and for the most part, community-wise, everybody pretty much gave, a majority of the community basically gave Call of Duty Black Ops 3 a positive, gave it a positive reception, right? They got a, you know, Treyarch's Black Ops 3 was very successful in terms of if it's liked or hated by the fans. And Black Ops 3, for the most part, was very successful and very loved by the fans. Granted, there are also a good amount of people that do not like that game, but as far as Infinite Warfare is concerned, it was basically a copy and paste version of Black Ops 3, but on a dirty piece of paper. See, the thing is, I think if Infinite Warfare were to come out, I'd say before, if it was released before Advanced Warfare, I could tell you that Infinite Warfare might have been more positively received. Because from a gameplay perspective, in terms of the advanced movement, it you know, I think people prefer that to Advanced Warfare, at least from what I've read and seen online. And the thing is, you got really bored playing Infinite Warfare fairly early on because you've already experienced what that game felt, what the game felt like a year before you played it. And that was because of Black Ops 3, because the movement system was so similar. And they had the rigs, which were basically like the specialists, just different variations. So it felt like you've already played the game for a year before you even played it. And there was one more thing, and this is me personally, but the biggest thing that ruined Infinite Warfare for me personally was the fact that the game's aim assist was really strong, and it rewarded players that weren't good at aiming tremendously. All of a sudden they could aim like me. But here's the part that made it even worse. For me, because I've been used to so many years, I've been used to a certain amount of aim assist, right? And I'm used to aiming on my own, and I've gotten better at it as time has gone on. At least I hope I have. It feels like I have. And the fact that the aim assist was so strong in Infinite Warfare actually didn't help me at all. It actually made it worse. It made it harder for me to aim because I was adjusting to that adjustment, because I was always used to adjusting for myself and getting on the target. And the fact that the game was doing most of that for me was something I was not used to, and it was something that I was going to have to adapt. And unfortunately, I wasn't playing the game long enough in order to fully adapt. There was one period of time, there was one period of time where I did play it for, I'd say maybe a couple of weeks straight. And basically what ended up happening was I was improving. But beyond those 2 weeks, I didn't feel like playing that game anymore because I felt like I'd played it for like 2 years because of Black Ops 3. I put in a lot of time in Black Ops 3. So I think that's basically, those are the two things personally that I think ruined those two games, and also why fans didn't like it. And there was no innovation with Infinite Warfare, basically. It was simply put a copy and paste game. And the fans did not like that at all. So, and they were expecting to go back to boots on the ground, but it is what it is. So I want you guys' opinion down in the comment section. Which one do you think was better? Which one did you think was more fun? And which, at the same time, was worse? And if you had to choose to play one over the other, which would it be? So I thought this would make for an interesting video and topic to talk about, especially a Call of Duty topic. So there you have it. So I'm really curious to see what you guys think. So let it be known down in the comment section. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I could do to make my videos better. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.